It's always there to know that you are always there watching. You are on to the Anglican Cable Network Nigeria, ACNN television. It is the news on the hour. I am Fulusho Taiwo. You are welcome. The Archbishop of the Ecclesiastical Province of Lokoja and the Bishop of Lokoja Diocese Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion, the Most Reverend Emmanuel Egbuno, has said that the federal government's efforts to make Nigeria go back to agriculture as a viable alternative to the dwindling fortunes of oil wealth has crumbled greatly by the clashes between farmers and the herdsmen, which had resulted to gruesome murder of farmers across the country. He lamented that the labors of farmers have been constantly destroyed by cattle while the herders watched. This formed part of his presidential charge during the Lokoja Diocesan Synod, which was held at the Cathedral Church of the Holy Trinity in Lokoja, Kogi State. The Archbishop also prayed that God judges architects of evil in the nation together with their sponsors.
While it is true that Fulani herdsmen have lived within our communities for decades and that patterns of cordial relationships have been established, it is also true that we are dealing with a different kind of situation now. At the same time that the government is encouraging a serious return to agriculture as a viable alternative to the dwindling fortunes of our oil wealth, which for people in our part of the country is indeed a hopeful priority, the harassment of these herdsmen has negated all such positive moves. As things stand, valuable crops laboriously cultivated have been mowed down by cattle with the supervision of the herdsmen. Protests have been muffled by all forms of brutality. Farmers have been maimed and murdered. Their wives and daughters have been raped, and reported cases have been met with astonishingly scandalous disregard. People have become hostages in their ancestral lands, and official impunity has probably never been so pronounced. Despite the assurances about Boko Haram being incapacitated, the unabated ravages on defenseless villages by seemingly invincible gunmen lends credence to the suspicion that it is terrorism with a different nomenclature. Even the sacred precincts have been violated with the murder of worshippers, the most recent being the murder of 2 Roman Catholic priests in Benue State while celebrating Mass. These have been condemned around the world, and the message it is sending to citizens and observers alike is quite ominous. This certainly is not the Nigeria of our dreams and prayers. We believe in the God of mercy, but He is also the God of justice. And however neatly these matters are covered up, explained away, or even ignored, God will judge both the perpetrators and the sponsors, sooner or later.
That has been the Archbishop Ecclesiastical Province of Lokoja, the Most Reverend Emmanuel Egbuno, speaking there. The Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, PFN, has challenged the federal government to stop the killings perpetrated by herdsmen across the country if it does not have a hand in it. The South Vice Chairman of PFN and Head Bishop, Flock of Christ Mission, Dr. Simeon Oka, issued this challenge on Sunday. He lamented the inability of security agents to arrest and prosecute those perpetrating the act across the country. Oka also commended the Senate over its summon of security chiefs in the country, stressing that no Nigerian with conscience can fold his or her hands and watch as fellow Nigerians are killed in their numbers, stating that it is disappointing to all Nigerians that the country's security agencies are unable to stop the killings with the police, yet to make any meaningful arrests, prosecute, and convict those carrying out these dastardly acts. He also berated the Inspector General of Police, IGP Ibrahim Idris, for failing to honor a similar invitation by the Senate. Oka said it does not portray the police as a democratic people-friendly institution. The Nigeria Air Force NAIF headquarters has said that its helicopter landing site helipad in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State capital, was attacked by unknown gunmen on Sunday. NAIF, however, disclosed that its personnel on guard duty at the facility were able to repel the attackers in a shootout. In a statement with newsmen, Mr. Adesoya, an Air Vice Marshal, said that the Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar, has immediately ordered an investigation to unravel the circumstances surrounding the incident. The President of the Senate, Dr. Abubakar Bukola Saraki, has stated that for Nigeria to provide universal health care to all its citizens, its current disjointed healthcare setup must be urgently reviewed. Saraki, according to a statement by his special assistant on print media, Chiksokocha, stated this when Executive Director of the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Dr. Faisal Shuaib, briefed the leadership of the Senate on the community health influencers, promoters, and service providers chiefs, a program of the agency. Saraki also challenged the Executive Director and all agencies under the Federal Ministry of Health to come up with a comprehensive program that integrates all existing healthcare programs in the country under the umbrella for better coordination and funding. According to him, the National Assembly will ensure that the health sector gets 1% of the Consolidated Revenue Fund CRF for healthcare, but that, however, since he is told that one of the major issues that is coming up is where exactly the money is coming to be housed, he said there must be a clear message on how these funds will be applied. Meanwhile, the Executive Director of the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Dr. Faisal Shuaib, also commended the President of the Senate for his leadership in ensuring that 1% of the Consolidated Revenue Fund is appropriated towards primary health care in the 2018 budget. A United States-based policy and foreign affairs expert, Oke Samuel Mbonu, has declared his intention to contest for the presidency in the forthcoming 2019 general election, vowing to do everything humanly and lawfully possible to oust the incumbent President Muhammadu Buhari. Mbonu, who declared his aspiration at the weekend in Abuja, said that he came prepared from the United States of America, having the backing of the diasporas to remove President Buhari and to stop the current trend of installing alleged mediocre as President of Nigeria, when there were young Nigerian intellectuals abroad with the wherewithal to transform the country. Describing Buhari as a too old analog and outdated for the job of Nigeria's president, he said it was clear from the present economic and political woes in the country that Nigeria needed someone youthful with wider international connections and digital ideas as president if it must rise in time to compete favorably in international politics and the economy. A former Minister of Aviation, Femi Fani-Kayode, has reacted to the decision of the United States, US, to move its embassy to Jerusalem. It will be recalled that the Department of State had announced reacting to the move. The People's Democratic Party PDP chieftain congratulated the U.S. President Donald Trump for accomplishing an age-long prophecy. Emsor Pharmaceuticals Industrial Limited, one of the companies implicated in the illegal manufacture and distribution of codeine-contained syrup, has broken its silence on the issue. It will be recalled that the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, had recently in Ilorin, Kwara State, and Emsor Pharmaceuticals Industry Limited, Lagos, the company expressed delight at the decision of the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration Control, NAFDAC, to reopen the company's production line, which had earlier been shut. During a press conference in Lagos on Sunday, Uzoma Ezeoke, an executive director at the company, said that unfortunately they found themselves as a key selling point for that documentary. All eyes were on them, even when others were mentioned. In an address, the Chief Executive Officer Stella Okoli of the company noted that the development was a good one, stating that it became necessary to interact with the media because of the events of the past few weeks. They also said that they will support the Nigerian government in the rehabilitation and treatment for persons affected by drug addiction. We shall now take a short commercial break. We shall be back with more news. Please stay with us.
For me, living to please God is simply living according to the word of God.
Pleasing God entails you staying with your wife in understanding according to the scripture, exactly. Not in beating her.
You are welcome back. For more on our top stories, please visit our website at ACNNTV.com or youtube.com/ACNNTV to be up to date with our news and other programs. Download the ACNN app for Android from Google Play Store. And now to some foreign news. Senior Anglican leaders in Africa are considering how the church should engage more with politicians and other influential figures on the continent to help improve society. The topic was one of several other issues discussed by primates at a meeting of the Council of Anglican Provinces in Africa, CAPA, which held in Nairobi, Kenya last week. Primates also discussed theological education, climate change, gender-based violence, and the conflicts in South Sudan and the Democratic Republic of Congo. They also agreed to organize funding so that every bishop across Africa can afford to attend the Lambeth Conference in 2020. The chairman of Council of Anglican Provinces in Africa, Bishop Albert Chama, of the Church of the Province of Central Africa, said that the idea of giving financial support to ensure all African bishops could come to Lambeth 2020 was an example of the church in Africa taking responsibility for itself. And speaking on the theme of the conference, which was releasing our potential to realize possibilities for Africa, Archbishop Albert explained that the idea was to look at how the church could work with centers of influence, of which engaging politicians we are sure that according to him it is by working with centers of influence that Africa will see good governance, justice and issues of corruption will be tackled. The primates expressed solidarity with the people of South Sudan and the Democratic Republic of Congo, which have been ravaged by conflicts. And now, sport news. English club side Manchester City, under the leadership of Catalan coach Pep Guardiola, claimed their Premier League title in grand style after the 2017-2018 season ended on Sunday, 13th of May, 2018. The champions ran their rivals out of town and rode away with the league this year, becoming the first team in Premier League history to reach 100 points. And on an individual note, Phil Foden became the youngest player to receive a Premier League winner's medal at 17 years, 350 days, beating the record of Gael Clichy, who was 18 years, 294 days, when Arsenal's Invisibles secured the 2003-2004 title. And so that's it. On that joyous note that we end this edition of the News on the Hour. We want to thank you and thank you profusely for watching. I am Folusho Taiwo. Please mend it. Don't end it in a hurry. God bless you.